This video is sponsored by Kaamos Metal Cruise 2023.
Amassing the bodies and pits as they die, sentient and filthy they rot. Flammable and singing, discarded like waste. For the fire of the handgun, you played it all wrong. And soul and valor.
Buongiorno, some Italian black metal is it on its way, and this one is a debut album by this band. First, let's take a look at this cover. This actually looks quite goofy. Hadn't I started listening to the music first before seeing the cover, I could have guessed this must be some weird humorous grind album. But here we have some sort of a basilisk, tongue out, putting its tail into some poor soldier's or guard's mouth, sitting on the lap. This is probably some Italian humor I'm not getting, but here it is. This is Ticinum, alla porta di Cént Tùr. No idea how I'm supposed to pronounce that stuff, but this is something different. Now, mind you, this comes in two different ways, what I'm saying here. Basically, this is kind of a goofy, a little bit of folky and going a little bit medieval on your butt. But at the same time, this actually has some nice melodic tunes. So yes, this is definitely black metal, despite whatever the art here is suggesting you. And it's kind of a getting medieval with its themes, I guess, I reckon. And lyrics, as you can see, are in Italian. No, I'm not gonna Google translate that stuff. I'm just gonna let it slide. But what I was getting from Metal Archive's site, there seems to be some kind of a historical connection to the name. I will quickly show it to you. And here we have then again band members. As you can see, this is kind of a medieval live action role playing kind of a stuff what I'm getting here. Now, seriously speaking, this is something out of ordinary which might work for the favor of the band, but then again you really have to be prepared for this kind of a band, which is here labeled as epic/melodic black metal. I think epic black metal is very much describing this, but with a little bit folkier side of things and also with a little bit of a medieval touch. One could say that if United-based band Stormkeep is doing their fantasy black metal, also melodic and sometimes very semi-symphonic ways, this is their Italian counterpart. Not exactly sounding like Stormkeep in terms of more symphonic, but kind of like going to the same kind of fantasy feeling or medieval feeling with its style, what is happening here. So, as you can see, this is a very, very new band from 2022, and it comes from the city of Pavia, but it seems like the Latin name of the place, so there's definitely some historical connection. And sometimes these melodic parts, these kind of a folkier parts, are something very generic nature, but I guess more Southern European style rather than Nordic style, for example. And I could really pick up some vibes to Falkenbach and like. Maybe not as epic and battle lore like in that sense, but something really is like giving me the pointers here, like it's definitely medieval, flirty, it's kind of a folky, it's kind of a traditional, but at the same time the basic core is just melodic black metal. And when I say just, I mean it's not really one of those crossover genres which is going into different direction and having too much folky instruments and all that stuff. For example, there are no traditional instruments dominating this album. There are no female vocals and storytelling moments, mouth harp and all that stuff. It is black metal, but just in a very, very easygoing way, and that is underlined, emphasized with these melodies. Now, the vocal side of these things is actually pretty raspy and kind of a throaty, and I must say I like them. The vocals are kind of a powerful, maybe even too brave and bold in terms of how this music is actually more softer end of black metal. This is once again done with a lot of melodies, and because of that this doesn't sound as aggressive, not to mention raw, as those black metal bands that definitely go more into primitive sector. This is more for the people who are very comfortable with, say, Viking metal, or folk metal, or any kind of these crossover Viking slash folk slash black metal and all that stuff. Even just melodic metal people can like this without having so much invested into world of black metal, extreme or otherwise. But I'm saying this is not for everybody. This is just too much, a little bit that way and a little bit of the other way. And as such, I might imagine that for some people who are looking for more traditional black metal, especially the kind of a Nordic or Northern European kind, might feel like this is a little bit off. But if you like bands like Stormkeep or Falkenbach for that matter, this might be really your cup of tea. Some interesting ideas here and there, but I still feel like this is a bit like a demo level happening, which is kind of a given that this is a new band having been out only for a year or so and first album. So bands like these are kind of bound to make the first mistakes or maybe not hone their style as much as with more recordings under their belt, so to say. Interesting one, maybe not that much of a good one, but definitely on the decent side of things. So if I got your interest with this description, go to check up Ticinum. You will find links provided in the description box. So I guess off you go and enjoy it.